That's why the one they call Jesus Christ said, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, because we're lost. We're calling ourselves black people. What the white man called us that. Our enemies have gave us our names. Hispanics and Native Indians and West Indians and Puerto Ricans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians.
It's not really a name, but it's labels, like what they call it.
Bywords.
Bywords.
Proverbs and the bywords. This is what they gave us when it was in slavery, see? But right now we're waking up. You understand? Read them.
It says here, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And that's what they done. They cut us off. When we went in them slave ships, what did they do? They got the elders, they killed the elders through the generations, so we didn't know who we are. They're cutting us off from our heritage. And it said, the Bible's telling us, come let us cut them off from their heritage, and gave them names like Black, West Indians, Negroes. Read on.
That the name of Israel
Right.
may be no more in remembrance.
Right, the name of Israel, not Israeli. Right? The name of Israel or Israelites, Israel as in the name of Jacob was changed, but Israelites as in the whole nation. We are called the nation of Israel, or the 12 tribes of Israel. But then you got within that you got Israel and Judah, because when we split, when we're together we're called Israel, but when we split we had the what do they call it again? The house of Israel and the house of Judah. Yeah, when we split, and the house of Israel was northern, the so-called Negro Indian and Hispanic. That was the northern kingdom, and the Negro tribes was the southern kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And this is all history, what has been hidden. That's why they said, come let us cut them off. They cut us off from being who we are. That's why they gave us this label, and that's why they're ruling still. But now we're waking up. They're ruling, they've reached the peak, now they're coming down. What did the Lord say? When they reach up to heaven, thence would I bring them down. So their wickedness is reached unto the Most High, so now He's bringing them down. Read on.
They have consulted together with the one consent.
Right, so all of them are coming together with one consent in that house, what they call the United Nations. All right, down in Brussels, Belgium. And it looks like the actual building looks like the building, the painting of Babylon, the Tower of Babylon. They made the building just like the Tower of Babylon. So they know something what these peons don't know. You know?
They're confederate against you.
Confederate. So let's see who's confederate. Who's the three main? You're going to find out the three main people that are confederate against us are the three main characters that are playing out in the media right now. Listen.
That's it. Tabernacles of Eden.
Right, the Tabernacles of Eden. That's the number one. Who's that? The white man, so-called. The red man, the Edomite. Yeah? The Tabernacle of Eden. Who else?
And the Ishmaelites.
Ishmaelites are the Arabs. Yeah? They're one of the main ones that you hear. And who else?
Says here. Of Moab.
Moab are the Chinese. What are we hearing about now? The Chinese now, they're talking about they're going to be the next rulers. So the Bible's on point. Right? Prophecy.
It just said Moab by his own.
Huh?
It just said Moab by his own.
And he went
The
by.
bus drivers, yeah.
Okay. It always
Can't
manifests.
see through their peripheries. Anyway, it says here.
It always thingy. It always manifests. Moabite. We call them the waste of space. That's what they are. They're like a blank piece of
The
paper.
North Side calls them
Wash pots. They're called mamzers in the Bible as well. They're mamzers because they're incest babies. Lot had sex. Lot's daughters had sex with them and brought forth. Then two mamzers. Ammon, Ben Ami, his name was, and Moab. And Ben Ami become Ammon. Japanese today. I'm gonna have a lot of Japanese women. I love them.
It says here. They're like pale, but they look dark.
Not like the Chinese. They look all goofy and stupid, but the Japanese are on the tip. Read that?
It says here.
And no sushi, you're going to cook them with this shit.
And the Hyperines. Jabal and Ammon.
Right, so that's mainly the main, these are enemies. It tells you all of these so-called Japanese, Chinese, white man, East Indian man, Arab man, they're all our enemies. And that's what we started off on. Was telling the Moroccan girl, yeah, that all the enemies what put us in slavery. But mainly the cracker, the Edomite. He's the number one. Why? Because he's ruling today. He's the only nation what has completely wiped our disc clean. All the other nations had us in captivity, but they allowed us to worship our king, our God, yeah?
Follow our customs.
Yeah, follow
Or keep our customs.
yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, separate from that.
Yeah. But it was the white man who's the only one who's told us we completely severed us from our power. Because why? The blessing all goes back to that blessing. The two main characters in this Bible are the so-called white man and the so-called black man, who's the Hispanics and Native Indians, the Israelites. Let's just say that. The Edomites and the Israelites are the main two characters in the Bible. The white man and the blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians. Who's killing the black man most on the planet? The white man. Yeah? Who's put the black woman against the black man? The white man. Why is the black man walking around with the white woman's hair in her head? Because she worships white women. She wants to be just like the white woman. Yeah? While the white woman is putting thick lips and getting bum implants and going into the tanning salon. That shows you how simple women are, but that's another story. You know what I mean?
So here, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Yeah, Philistines, Africans. Now jump back to Jeremiah 25. Yeah, bring that.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 25.
So that was our enemies. We know we have enemies because friends don't burn friends. Friends don't sell friends. Friends don't use their children as alligator bait. And that's what white people done to us. And they're still murdering us in the streets. Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown,
Who's that guy that just shot in his bed?
Fernando Castile. They shot another one 90 times.
No, the guy recently there, man, he didn't even get a chance to get out of his bed for shot him.
Yeah, that's what they do to us. But they're our number one enemy is the white man. He's the cracker, the Edomite. Yeah? You know. We expect that. You know what I mean? Because we know who he is. It's just like other people. Our people want to be friendly with him. Why can't we get along? Like, what was his name? That one that we beat. Nearly beat to death. That Negro. What's his name? He said, why can't we get
That was
along?
in the 80s.
Yeah, so I know yeah, that's the one.
70s.
I can't remember his name, but nearly beat that nigga, nearly beat him to death. You're never gonna get
Things
along.
with a D, I can't remember.
Which is why, and that's why the Bible says that we're trying to trim our way to seek love. How can you fix love from someone who will never love you, who's your enemy? The Bible says you are the number one enemy. It's the white man, and he shows it every day. Yeah,
So it's here.
read up.
Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 6.
Right.
And go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them,
Right, go not after any gods to serve and worship him. Right.
and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt.
Right, so we provoke. Every time we go after white Jesus and these other gods, the Lord said you provoke him to hurt us. And that's precisely what happened. Get me Deuteronomy, hold that, get me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Because it's all in the Bible, man. What our people don't read. Well, it's not their fault. The white people have told him that, oh, it's just a fictitious book. It's nothing to do with you. It's everybody's book. Jesus is a white guy. So they completely severed us. Just like the Lord severed us from other people, he said. Yeah? The Lord has severed us from the Most High because he wants to be the Most High's people now.
Get straight to the point.
25 and 15. 28 and 15. Skip to 28 and 15.
It's the book of Jeremiah Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Right.
It shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power.
Right, so God said if you don't listen, just like he said in Jeremiah, sent his prophets to tell the Israelites, if you don't listen, this is what's going to happen to you. I'm going to put you under the lowest man on the earth, the caveman, the white man. And that's what happened. Read on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments,
So he's given commandments to do. He said, when you break those commandments, you're going to put the cave beast, the white man, over you. And he done it. Read.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day,
Right.
that all these curses shall come upon me and overtake me.
Right, the curses are upon us. Our women ain't got no hair on their head, the black man is and showing up down there. There it is. These are all curses in the Bible. Because we didn't hearken, we didn't listen. So he said, I'm going to take the caveman, the white man, and put him over us. Yeah? The beast man. Yeah? The man will eat raw meat and call it steak tartare. When fire was created for you to cook with shit, man. Get your shit right. The Bible says you mustn't eat anything with the blood in it. But what does it say? He's a bloody man. He cannot live without causing death. He has to. He cannot go to sleep without causing misery. Dropping bombs and talking about, oh, they've got weapons of mass destruction. When he's robbing them, he's going over there to steal. What do you say? The thief cometh not but to steal, to kill and destroy. That's what they're about. Look at the birds falling out of the sky. The world's bleaching themselves. This is under their rule. Beast man. Read them. Don't, what was it in Planet of the Apes? The scroll, wasn't there? Don't let the beast man, he will not only destroy his habitation, but he will destroy yours as well. Yeah.
I think that was on Disney. I might watch it on Disney.
Yeah, that was Dr. Z or something. It's in there. The wise monkey, or the wise, what was it? Orangutan. Huh? You know?
Says here. It's the point.
No, just keep reading.
Cursed shall thou be in the city,
Yeah.
and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket,
It goes on to the curses and why we're in this state. Because we're under curses.
and thy store.
Right.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land,
Right.
the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, cursed shall thou be when thou goest out.
Right, so jump back to Jeremiah. So basically that's why. Under curses, divine. We are the greatest people on the earth, even though Anthony Joshua let us down. But then again, Usyk might be Jake. Because Usyk can dance. You seen him dance?
He's got that flavour. He called out Tyson Fury.
Yeah. But Tyson Fury is Jake, didn't he? But then Jake against Jake. You know what I mean? So read on.
Let me jump to 36. Deuteronomy chapter 20.
No, just jump to Jeremiah 20 chapter. I'm just jumping around, knit together.
Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 8. Therefore saith the Lord power of hosts, because ye have not heard my words, behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and will bring them against this land.
Right, so Nebuchadnezzar was the Babylonian king. So who's the Babylonian king today? Joe Biden. He's known as the Babylonian king today. Right, so read on.
Half asleep on the job. Getting it
He's
done.
seen now, isn't it? He can't help it. He's
I
seen
think
now.
he's acting in that.
He fell off the bike, though. He fell upstairs instead of falling down. So he's definitely gone.
Maybe when he shit himself, that's probably not.
Yeah, and he cracked himself when he was with the Pope. So yeah, read on.
Says here, you have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord, that
We
you may
didn't
provoke
listen.
me to anger
Yeah,
with
anger.
the works of your hands to your own hurt.
Right, and that's what we do. Every time we disobey the Most High, it's to our own hurt. Slavery, for instance. Wasn't that a hurt? Did the Lord say, I gave you over, and Baruch gave you over to your enemies? Not for your destruction, but provoke the Lord to anger. It's all throughout the Bible. That's why the white man's over us, because we provoked our God, and he gave us to the caveman into his hands. And it said they helped forward our affliction. But now the Lord is, like you said, he's stretching his hand out to them now. That's why people are walking around with marks on their face, looking stupid and all that fucking, you know what I mean? Read on.
So it's here. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, because you have not heard my words,
Right.
behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and I will
Right.
bring them against this land.
Right.
And against the inhabitants thereof, and against all these nations round about, and will utterly destroy them.
Right, so that's what's happening with the so-called cracker, the Edomite today. He's the king of Babylon today. And what does he do? He goes, in the history, you see he's gone against the so-called Chinese, Japanese. He dropped bombs on Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Right? So he's that king now. He's that Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. Right, read on. Shock and awe and all that, yeah? Dick Cheney and all them fucking, when they went down to Iraq, destroyed the Arabs. What nation, got Africa, gave them AIDS and whatnot down there? What nation hasn't he destroyed? Yeah? Read on. As it goes in, he's going to show you. He's going to even name the so-called nations. Read on.
And make them an astonishment and a hissing and perpetual desolation.
Right, so that's what he done. And he calls them third world countries now, after he's destroyed them. He hisses at them. Yeah? When he's the one who's destroyed them. Like if they got their own bananas, they got shipping bananas from America. If they only got their own dairy, yeah, they tend to make them fry their milk on the street and give them powder. Yeah? This man is completely wicked. That's why the Bible says the earth has been given, Job 9:24 has been given to that wicked bastard, the Edomite. Yeah? The white man, the so-called white man. He's that wicked. The Bible says.
Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness.
Right, so that's what he's doing now. You don't see the pubs. A lot of these pubs are shutting now. That's where they used to say drink. There's a move where they say drink, 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 and they're singing. Singing means mirth. Mirth is happiness. That's what it means. So the Lord is taking that mirth, that happiness.
And Esau's getting even more, man, because he's getting turned into mosques.
Into what?
Into mosques. So Esau's getting even more, man.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
He really don't,
he's
like, what is it, Ishmael, innit? So
yeah.
when it gets, that's like he's holy, that's like he's grail, innit?
Yeah,
and when it gets turned into a
that's his mosque.
exactly.
Yeah. And the Arabs now turn it into a mosque. So it's mirth. The mirth has been taken out of this place. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. Watching the capitulation of the society. CTD, circling the drain, man. It's finished. Over. Kaput. Done. Stick a fork in it. It's cooked. Read them.
That's it. And the voice of the bride, the sound of the millstones, and the light of the candle.
Right, the voice of the bride and the sound of the millstone. What is millstone used for?
Grind.
Yeah, to grind the metal. What is it? It's a working tool. So he's saying the noise of the working. It tells you in there. Get that one. Remember that one that says about the door shutting the street? You know that one? Get that one. You know what that is? Alright, get that one. Yeah. Because the grinding. He's talking about the grinding. The grinding is work. Yeah. Read that.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall
Start up a
tremble.
bit. Is there any meat up a bit further?
Start from 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth,
Right.
while the evil days come not.
Right, so this is what the Lord's saying. Remember the Creator, you know, because it tells you that a young man's supposed to, when you're young, you're supposed to remember the Creator. Before what?
The evil days come not.
Right, so we're in the evil days means bad times, and we're heading towards the bad times because all you got to do is turn on the news now. You got Russia tearing off the pipe. You got World War III, Russia war. You got famines. We got food shortages. We got container problems, shipping problems. So we're in the evil days now. But ain't reached the peak of it. Yeah, we're heading towards the peak of the evil days when all these women who are proud. Yeah, the Lord is going to wipe the pride off of the women's faces. What happens when the society falls apart? The old people, the women and the children suffer the most because they're the ones who get preyed on. They're cannon fodder. They're the vulnerable ones. You read them?
So it's it. While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Right.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened,
Right.
nor the clouds return after the rain.
Right.
And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves.
Right, the keepers of the house are the stock market. Now they're trembling, right? Because everything's imploding. Lack of jobs.
Emily,
The keepers of the house will tremble and the strong men will bow themselves. Who's the strong men? The army. And now, look, all of a sudden, now the armies, when they want to go and fight, they don't want to fight now. General Milley talking about we're not ready to fight these guys, the Chinese and the Russians. We're not ready. Our army's full of transgenders and cross-dressers. Yeah? How are they going to go up against the army when their army's split? Got all different nations. when the Russians are Russians, the Chinese are Chinese, the Iranians are Iranians, and they're galvanized because they're all one nation. But the American army is full of every other nation, just like the Romans did. They built their armies off of other people. No, you've got the Chinese in there, you've got the Japanese in there, you've got white people, you've got black people, you've got Hispanic people. It's a mixture, and that's gonna cause friction because they're not galvanized. Yeah? They're not fighting, all fighting for that one cause, even though they're so-called Americans.
Especially as they're still oppressing the people.
Exactly. So when the black
same
man see
nation
it,
that are in their army in the first place. So
Right.
it's like, how are you going to oppress the people that you're trying to have?
right,
fight
and the
for
black
at
people are
same
going to
time?
say, wait a minute, we're not getting any justice still. So when they say, oh, well, we'll have a draft, they say no, because look at us, look what you've done. You've got us in ghettos, you're shooting, killing us. So why would you go and fight for you? But the Chinese are going to fight for the Chinese. The Japanese are going to fight. The Arabs are going to fight. The Iranians are going to fight in this World War III. And it's beautiful watching it all come together, because it's going to culminate in this nuclear weapons. They're going to be used. And they're going to need to clean it up of LGBTQZ, homosexuals, lesbians, transgenders. The earth has to be cleansed from all this wickedness.
See how you get overseas disabled people. I remember when there was a I think about another thing, obviously no invasion in it, but I think the son had our son was the son of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was like ADHD or something like that, but the dad didn't understand. So
Oh,
he just
okay.
keep beating him.
Yeah.
Because he's ignorant, isn't it?
Yeah,
He thought he could beat the discipline out of him or
trying to
something.
beat the wisdom back in the back.
You don't understand, is it? But who are these Edomites? Is he going to get the same with Edomites in the kingdom of God?
But they're going to work hard, bro. And they best listen. You know what I mean? Pick that
With
pick
that
up and lay
disability.
it properly.
With that disability, you better listen.
Yeah. That's a disability, man. I don't give a shit. You lay that
You
thing
think
straight.
you think they gave a shit?
Get your plumbing line out. No, plumb that in straight. Otherwise they're going to kill you and resurrect you. I mean that.
So serious. And the grinders cease because they are few.
Right, when you talk about the grind and cease, you talk about the jobs. And the jobs are ceasing now, they're few. Back in the day, you could jump from one job to another. That day you quit a job, you could just go and get another job. Try that now. Impossible. So the grinding is ceasing. The jobs are ceasing. Yeah? See them? So few jobs. And coronavirus helped do that as well. Because they had the lockdown. A lot of these businesses went out, a lot of these so-called businesses went out of business.
Wiping out the middle.
Yeah, but it was all, it was planned because they wanted corporations. Only the corporations so they can control the people. You know? Because right now, that's what they're doing. They want to control the people, they want to bring in the microchip and chip everybody. The food shortages. Why is Bill Gates buying up all the land in America? So they can control the people with the food. So who they're going to need to go to get the food. There ain't going to be no more Tesco's and that. They're going to have army, they're going to have army with the food, and you're going to have to line up and get that chip in you to get food. So we're heading towards detrimental times. You know.
Sincere. And those that look out the windows be darkened.
And that's the stock market, you know.
Sincere. The doors shall be shut in the streets.
Right.
When the sound of the grinding is low.
Right, the doors are going to be shut in the street. What? Coronavirus caused the doors to shut. People going out of business, just like this one here. Doors are shut in the street, going out of business. It's all in the Bible. Why? Because it all goes back to what you've done to the children of Israel. You can't sustain a society without the rules, keeping the rules of the Bible. They're in there for a reason. The laws, statutes and commandments. That's how you not only govern a society, you govern the whole world. You've got land Sabbaths, yeah? You've got stuff in there what governs the world. But because of the white man's the devil, he can't help himself. He puts the Bible behind him and says, we're going to bring our laws. Because they're ruling in wickedness. But their time is running out. The hourglass, the sand in the hourglass is running out. It's like in Job 14 and 5, the Lord said that his time is in the Lord's hand. Yeah? And he won't pass that. When the Lord said he's not going to pass that time. Yeah? Read on.
He shall rise up at the voice of the bird,
Right.
and all the daughters of music shall be brought up.
And it rise up and then rise up, but that's like waking up with your alarm clock. If you've got alarm clocks, beep, 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 wakes you up.
It's going to be the Tweety bird that people wake up to. They're like early in the morning, like 4 in the morning. when
Yeah,
the birds jump up.
and when you're in the West Indies, it's the cockerel. Wakes you up. Read the part again.
It says, you shall rise up at the voice of the bird,
Right.
and all the daughters of music shall be brought up.
Right, and all the daughters of music. What is music? Music's something to use to elevate people, to make them happy. But he's talking about music making people low. Even though the music now is garbage, but he's talking about, you know, when you're playing music, it's supposed to bring joy to you. So he's using the analogy the other way round. The noise of the music shall be brought low. In other words, when you play like he's talking about being happy. You know, people are not happy now. Look at them. Look at their faces. They're not happy. You know?
It's like, like see like international countries. You see that there are people like this, it's like they want to. Certain people are just straight out proud, innit?
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck. But there's others that they can see from a distance that it's like they want to. What's the word called? Break from it now, but it's like because they're in it so deep.
Yeah.
And
Right,
integrated into
Alright
the
there,
family
boss.
and-
You're
How
good.
are you, mate?
Good, yeah. Have a nice one, mate.
How are you, brother? Yeah, you hear the latest?
Yeah, well, they turn off the pipe, don't they?
I was talking about, you know, this Jesuit Pope, the last Pope. He called all money resources from around the world has to go back into the Vatican Bank by September 30th. It's the end of this month.
What, tangible?
Every asset.
Yeah.
That's
all like gold,
there's
silver.
something about to happen
Yeah.
by the end of the month with this money.
Yeah.
They're going to pull the money away.
Yeah. They're going to pull it. They
Introduce
have to.
digital currency.
Yes, they're going to
Drive us
crypto.
into taking the fucking poison. We're about to ramp it up and start
Where's your
again.
chick?
And I'll tell you something else. Don't you think it's awful strange?
I got you there.
All the barristers and everything are on strike. So nobody. There's court cases all over. It's you know, it's just like we don't exist.
We're going into the transition now.
Yep, they're doing their thing, mate, and nobody realises that all these people.
Don't worry
At least they
about it.
haven't got the masks on anymore. I think it's all over. It's actually getting worse.
What it is, they
I
think
mean,
it's
I'm
gonna-
laughing.
I know, but they think it's going to blow over. You know, everybody's. I was talking to a friend the other day, and his father said, "Oh, it won't happen in my time." This is the mentality of these people. It could happen tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. I heard I was also watching a very, very interesting documentary about a man, and he was involved in counting genes,
Okay.
and he reckons there's actually 144,000 genes.
Wow.
Now,
That's the
what
Bible.
does that?
144,000.
Right. So instead of 144,000 humans, it's the people who haven't altered their DNA who've still got the 144,000 genes. See what I mean?
It represents the 144,000, the elect of Israel.
But
You know
also,
about 144,000
but think about it,
mighty.
if it wasn't 1,000 people, but it was 144,000 genes, do you see what I mean? And anyone who alters their genes by taking this fucking gene altering is lost.
Yeah.
So there could be more saved souls than 144,000.
What it is, you've got to realise.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but it all goes back to the, just like, see what 12 months in a year, you've got 12 different places, all the spiritual, it all goes back to the 12 times. Everything you see goes back to 144,000 under ruling class in the Bible.
Could be nothing, it was just an interesting
Come to say
thing.
that, it all ties back to this.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all back to that, you see? But at the end of the day, this ain't gonna last. Do you know what I mean? You know that.
Yeah.
You know that, but it's these people, they're in La La Land, cuckoo land, they ain't got a clue.
They're blind.
Walking Dead. Just like you said, when they take that juice,
They're under the spell. That's what it is. It's like magic, isn't it?
Isaiah
Dark
6
magic.
says that under gross darkness. They're covering cars. What it is, a prison. They've got so much distraction. See the television? It's a conduit to dumb down the people. What do you do when they're crying? They put the children in front of the TV.
I hope
Got
they stick
programs.
us in the same concentration camp.
Well, not me, man. I'm the Lord. This me that delivers me. Yeah?
I got to ask, like, wait, so you guys like Jamaicans or black? I know you
Are you black?
Yeah,
You're black.
yeah. I'm a black man, innit?
You are?
Back, a collar, innit?
Are you the same colour as your jacket?
No, they're obviously not.
So why call yourself a black man if you're not? That's like me calling myself a woman and I'm a man.
Okay, well, what should I class myself then? If I class myself
Well, where's your father from?
Nigerian.
Nigeria?
Yeah, I'm Nigerian.
Igbo, Yoruba?
Nah, Urobo.
Robo. You're an
Yoruba.
Israelite, yeah? That's who you are. You're probably from the tribe of Judah. Right? When you was in Africa, this wasn't your original land.
Yeah.
Fled into there.
Yeah, after the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, the Jews had to flee from Jerusalem.
Flee to Africa to hide.
Yeah.
What did Jesus Christ do? He used to flee into that. What did the Lord say? Joseph, take your wife and your son and flee into Egypt. We always ran into Egypt because why? Dark nations. We could hide amongst the dark nations. That's how we know this is not Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 100% not.
This is what the
That's
white
it.
people
Joseph
gave us, so they
Boziel.
wanted to rule over us.
Yeah.
Who's this man? Who's this? See, Jesus. You see, Jesus. See?
Yeah, it's
Because
Joseph
this is what they
Boziel,
got.
isn't it?
They
Yeah.
gave us the white man to believe this is Jesus. Because who's ruling now? The white man. So they've done a mind.
He's not white.
What, him?
Jesus, not
Yeah. We
How do
know
you
that.
know
We know
that?
that.
How do you know?
Because from Arab nation. Yeah.
The white man lived right next to us in Jerusalem. The Japanese live right next to us.
Yeah, but it's not white.
So what is it?
Egyptian, Pharaoh is not white.
No, what colour is
What
Jesus?
is
I mean mixed color, like me. Like,
No, he's not like
Wait,
that.
hold on. What colour is Jesus?
I mean, it's not white, not as we call it. It's not
What
white.
colour is Jesus? If he's not white, is he transparent?
No, he said he looked like.
I mean, this color
Jesus looked like that.
because it's from the East.
Let's get Revelations. I'll drop that and get Revelation. Let's see what the Bible says. Because how are we going to find out about Jesus?
This is if you go to Bible, I go to different book. So we're
No,
not
where would you
we're
find?
not reaching to
Where
anywhere.
would you find out
No,
about
we're
Jesus?
not reaching anywhere. But I mean,
I'm
logically,
asking
we
you
talk
something,
logic.
sir. Where would you find out about Jesus? The Bible, wouldn't we? It talks about
Okay,
Jesus.
well,
no? Right, read that.
it's in Palestine now, yeah.
Revelations
Oh,
chapter 1,
Read that.
verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of
So
Man.
hold that. Get me 1 John 5 and 10.
Okay, Bethlehem, where? Where's Bethlehem? Is in Egypt?
It's in Jerusalem,
Okay. Okay. Accepted where?
in the Middle East.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Middle East.
That's
So
what
Middle East is not white, it's not black.
Let's see.